Nourishment from plants is essential to keep our growing population fed. And as the population rises, so do activities that negatively impact our soil.
But scientists at the Salk Institute in La Jolla, they believe that a particular plant gene is the key to reducing soil contamination from a very prominent heavy metal. Chief Meteorologist Karlene Chavis explains in this Earth 8 report.
Studies have shown soil contamination from heavy metals like zinc decreases a plant's nutritious value. In a recent plant study, they also found a particular gene actually works as a defense mechanism to make sure that a plant doesn't get too much zinc. Scientists are working on future crops with this new finding so that we can help feed a growing world population and combat climate change.
And if you ever put bleach on your clothes or in your eye, hopefully not, you know it's a very aggressive chemical. And so zinc, at micro scales can actually lead to formation of this reactive oxygen species, which is damaging.
And much like your favorite colorful clothes you accidentally get bleach on, plants will appear pale when dealing with the overabundance of zinc. Photosynthesis and growth are stunted, causing the production of crops to be significantly slow. High levels are getting into the soil through human activities like
often associated with areas where there's mining, where zinc is in the material that's being mined, but it's also associated with using sludges for fertilization
and in manure. High doses have been more frequently found in soil contamination, reaching levels of toxicity that poison the cells and will sicken the plant. This results in plants being less nutritious and eventually dying off. Until this recent study, Salk Institute scientists, including Wolfgang Busch, PhD, questioned if plants were able to combat high levels of zinc.
When we basically looked at plants that were much better in tolerating high zinc environments, we found, to our surprise, that the plant just stashes it in the cell wall and just accumulates it there. So then the zinc can get into the cells and can cause all these problems.
This defense mechanism is prompted by a gene called TBR, or trichome bifringence. The trichomes are little spikes that stick out of the leaves that contain a lot of cell walls. It's like a sponge when dealing with high levels of zinc.
This sponge-like change to the cell wall structure also changes the elasticity of the cell wall. So it's kind of, you could think about it, it's kind of like a genetic construction worker. We increase the zinc to an almost toxic dose.
While hard hats are not required, the TBR gene is putting in work and time when it comes to protecting plants.
So the plant went from being like this under high zinc levels, when we take away the gene, to like this under high zinc levels. So, they really need the gene to be dealing with these high levels of things.
The nearly toxic levels of zinc in the plant without the TBR gene leave the lab plant almost unrecognizable in this image. From the lab to crop plants, a similar response was detected.
If we take away this TBR gene in rice, it is even more susceptible to high zinc levels, just like Arabidopsis.
In fact, this gene study could be applied to nearly all plants on Earth. This insight into the molecular mechanisms of plants can help scientists understand how plants respond to other heavy metals found in soil contamination due to human activities. This knowledge could be used in the growth of future crops to keep them nutritious.
We will be able to kind of already preempt the problems that will occur, and this will help us to ensure the sufficient crop yields worldwide that can also then be grown in environments that otherwise would suffer.
And with the United Nations projecting a population surge above 10 billion people worldwide in the 2080s, stable, nutritious crops are necessary to feed a growing population and maintain the health of our planet. For CBS 8, I'm Chief Meteorologist Karlene Chavis.